What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Sunday fun day, also known as Two for Sunday, not Two for Tuesday, Two for Sunday. We give you two shows on Sundays. You get the daily Buckeye Blitz you're listening to right this very second. Then tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, YouTube Live, me, Jeff, and Sean on our TBC weekly show. Bring your questions. Super chats get answered first, so jump in there and bring your questions, comments, all that happy shit, and we will talk about it. Today, we're talking about Friday's practice. I'm giving you an instant reaction to what we heard and what was reported in Friday's practice. 11th practice of the spring, by the way. Winding down of 15. So 4 more to go. The spring game counts as one of those. So let's talk injuries real quick. I want to get you updated on what's going on there because we've got some new guys out. Steel Chambers was on crutches. He'll be out till summer. So he's done for the rest of spring. Xavier Johnson had a leg on a scooter. Typically that sounds okay, but this scooter is especially for injuries. So he's out till summer as well. So those guys done for the spring. Maya Williams was wearing a yellow non-contact jersey. So no, handsies on Mayan. Jahad Carter was dressed, but did not participate in team drills. He did in individuals. Amari Abor, he is back and fine and dandy. We were a little concerned about him. He had a knee brace a few weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, but seems to be good to go. Zen Mahalski is back. Evan Pryor was doing some cutting on the side, like side to side cutting, so individual stuff, no team stuff. And TreVeyon was also doing individual drills. So that's good. Those guys over there staying active and honing their craft. All right. So what did Ryan Day have to say after the practice? He had a couple minutes with the media. He said, quote, "I think you saw the energy level, just a bunch of guys getting after it on a Friday. If we can keep building on that, then we're going to have a good team." Overall thoughts, he said it was a good day. It's about what we wanted to get done with this practice. A lot of back and forth. We had some different situations there. First down, red zone pass. Third down, short yardage, and red zone. They said the Buckeyes competed well. One note that stood out was players were running laps after committing false start penalties, like on the O-line, obviously. And if you're getting beaten multiple reps, you're running a freaking lap. And Day said in regard to that there has to be consequences for making mistakes. We try to simulate the game as best we can. Just to make a mistake and think it's going to be okay, it doesn't work. If there's a penalty, there's a lap. Get them out of the game on both sides of the ball. So I'm all for that. I don't see why anybody should be surprised by that policy. That takes place at the lower levels of Pop Warner even. So good to see that they're still enforcing that. On the quarterbacks, Kyle McCord, he was able to deliver a couple strong throws on third downs and in red zone situations. He hit Jelani Thurman to keep the chains moving. Jaden Ballard against coverage hit him in the back shoulder. A good play. Certainly, Devin Brown had a bright spot where he threw a pinpoint fade to Kojo Antwi in the end zone. But McCord seems to be stacking more days, more consistency in practices as we move through spring camp. He seems to be carrying the momentum right now when we talk about the QB battle. They said that, quote, "I like the way the quarterbacks competed. I was getting after them today, but they both embraced it. I thought it was fun and we had a blast." Yeah, let us talk to those guys. I don't know if they had a fucking blast getting railroaded by the head coach. On quarterback play, Day said that today was a step in the right direction. I like the way they competed today, took the classroom to the field. And again, if they're going to let us coach them hard like that, then they're going to get better faster. Coach them hard, coach. They said that there are times in evaluating Kyle and Devin when he sees them doing things that his previous QBs weren't doing at this stage of development. So, but at other times, he thinks they're a little behind. So, forward, back, who knows? Anyway, O-line, strong work from Carson Hinsman at center as he continues to kind of carry that. A couple victories for Ben Chrisman along the O-line. They're starting to generate a little movement in the trenches, especially with run blocking. That's to be expected, I would hope. Josh Fryer, though, did have a couple false start penalties and occasional protection issues in pass pro. So got to button that up. Enoch Vamahi was rotating in the first team offense at both left and right guard to give Matt Jones a blow and obviously Donovan Jackson. But those guys are still solidified as the ones. Day said he isn't ready to name Carson Hinsman as the starter at center yet, but he's showing good progress. On Vic Cutler, Day said he's making progress as well, but still adjusting to day-to-day practice at Ohio State. They also said on the O-line that it's hard to tell where they're at right now. He said, I think some good things are going on, but we need some guys to step up. And we sure do, especially that second level. Day said he wants to see starter level play from the offensive line. We grade every play, and we want them to grade out a champion. So, again, pushing that button on the O-line. Wide receivers, Marvin Harrison Jr., number 18. You ever heard of him? He took nearly all the snaps from the slot today with Tate lining up at the X. Second-year wide receivers showed up on Friday. Kojo Antwi, I mentioned earlier, he's making the most of his reps. He had a fade from Devin Brown for a touchdown, tight coverage by Davison Igbinosun. Year two guys, Caleb Brown and Keon Grays, Bryson Rogers making plays. Caleb Brown, he took first team reps at kickoff returner. Interesting. Remember, he's a former running back. He broke a long return at kickoff returner. And then they had Carnell Tate as the second team kickoff returner, and he muffed a kickoff. So, oops. Tighten up Tate. On defense, let's flip it over. CJ Hicks, he's taking all of Steel Chambers' reps now since Steel is out for spring. So CJ's at the will. Reed Carrico took second team reps at the will behind CJ. Carrico had multiple pass breakups, which is good, and also quick to the ball as a run defender and a blitzer. So Carrico kind of making his most of his reps. Mike Hall still unblockable, shocker. Kenyatta Jackson is consistently winning against the O-line. And Cam Martinez did have a pick six against Kyle McCord in team drills. So interesting there. One strike against Kyle there for sure. Black stripes, we had three guys get their black stripes off after practice. Freshman tight end Jelani Thurman. Look for this guy. He's flashing, and look for him to crack at least the 3 deep. And safety Malik Hartford got his black stripe off. I believe he's running with the 3s though. And then walk-on running back Chase Brecht got his black stripe off. Ryan Day said that Jelani, he said he's working hard. He's out there every day. He shows toughness. He kind of got banged up a little, but continues to practice. He has a very high ceiling. I would agree. And he's very tall too. So you're going to need a high ceiling for him to walk in the room. All right. Don't forget, join us tonight. Please hit subscribe. Join us tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, YouTube Live. Check us out. Chime in. Get your super chats in there and your questions, and we'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.